Guys, what the hell is going on in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon? Before I even break this down, when Ultra Beasts popped up in Alola and Sun and Moon, it was done so poorly. It was put in at the very end of the game. We thought it was a last minute thing. They introduced them in Sun and Moon so that they could rampage and take over Alola in Ultra Sun and Moon. Game Freak has their head on straight. They actually did it perfectly. Dude, we have to break down this trailer. There's a lot of translations and stuff that have come out since this is a Japanese trailer, so I'm gonna say them as we go through the trailer and break it down. So it starts off here with us in front of Kukui's house. You know, usually you meet Kukui, he's freaking playing with his Rockruff and everything's chill. Kukui's actually saying something very important here. He's saying that a long time ago, Alola was completely covered in darkness, and the people in Pokemon could only overcome and fight the darkness with light. So the darkness is Necrozma, the light is Solgaleo and Lunala. The darkness is gonna capture them. Things are not chill in Alola anymore. Alola's supposed to be a tropical region, not when Necrozma takes over. Next up, they show us the Dimensional Research Lab. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, Professor Burnett is studying Ultra Dimensions and portals, but there wasn't much to it. And then at the end of the game, these Ultra Beasts pop up. It's like Burnett didn't do crap. But in this game, when you confront her with Lily and all, she's talking about how seeing a crack in the sky, which is an Ultra Wormhole, is extremely rare. And she probably has studied it, since we know now that in the past of Alola, Ultra Beasts once did appear, and Necrozma probably did take over. If you look at Necrozma's Pokedex entry, it says it came from some ultra-dimensional portal in ancient times, and it's existed in Alola ever since. Unless that Pokedex entry is just hinting this stuff in this trailer, which is that Alola has an Ultra Beast past, maybe like 3,000 years ago, Ultra Beast and Necrozma did attack, then that's indicating that Necrozma was always just chilling in Alola, and that's why in an alternate timeline where Necrozma does attack, all this stuff happens. So, give us a few more clips of this beautiful face. And here we've got the new evil team. This is the sickest thing ever. So I was saying, Team Faller. This really is Team Faller. Look at the way they're dressed. Look at their masks and all. They're prepared to not become Fallers. They're here messing with Ultra Beasts, and they won't get contaminated themselves. Or for all you know, they accept the contamination. These guys want to be Fallers. Maybe that's how they can hunt down Ultra Beasts. This guy's name is ZIONIRA. And what he's saying here is that Necrozma, the Pokemon that controls light, does it plan to steal Alola's light? So these are people who know what Necrozma is. I can only imagine that either they've been in the shadows of Alola, or they've been in Ultra Space and they've been like waiting for this moment. Because you'll see later in the trailer, you're like in their headquarters. When they say Necrozma, the Pokemon that controls light, when it comes to light and darkness, Necrozma is a pure psychic type, which is essentially the light type. That's why its opposite type is the dark type, which it can't affect at all. That's why Solgaleo and Lunala are part psychic types, because they're part light types. So Necrozma represents less the darkness and more the dude who actually controls all of the light. That's why he can take over them. And he says, does it plan to steal Alola's light? That kind of sums up everything in this. Alola's this peaceful, enlightened region. If you steal that light, man, you completely change the game. This is not like Emerald. This is a freaking like Pokemon Stars. Look, that's an eclipse right there. Perfect. Necrozma pops out. This is the craziest scene right here. When we saw that Necrozma is what appears in the Ultra of the Sun and Moon, we thought stupid things like Lily's Nebby is what's gonna turn into the Necrozma. But we can see here that Lily's Cosmog actually turns into a Solgaleo and Lunala, and when you come to this part of the game, it has to scrap with Necrozma. It's actually just like the Black Kyurem scene. These guys know each other, and Solgaleo does not want Necrozma here. So they scrap, and then you get the ultimate scene of all these Ultra Beasts taking over Alola. We got a tiny glimpse of this in Pokemon Sun and Moon, where Lucamine tries to open a portal. She kind of does a terrible job at doing what's gonna happen in this game, but she sort of opens portals, and freaking Pheromosa and stuff come out. You get Kahuna Hala, who says he's going to the Laguna, and then you get that cool scene where Tapu Koko comes straight down and they face off. But in this game, the scene is a lot bigger, and UB Assembly pops up, UB Burst, Circuitry, and this really cool scene right here where they show Nanu, and you can see it's actually at a trial site. So Nanu's just chilling there. He already hates his job, he's a laid-back man, and then the thing from the past has to haunt him. It wants him for supper after taking his friend. A little tidbit that we do know is that Nanu is a Faller himself. So when these Ultra Beasts strike, of course one is gonna come straight to him. So of course this scene makes sense. It's probably like one of 4 people in Alola that are actually followers too. And then we get the last bit of Solgaleo and Lunala versus Necrozma here, where it shows that Necrozma beats them, and in front of Lily, look at this sad scene, it just takes over. And the worst part is, it just mocks the appearance of Nebby, but it's entirely Necrozma. You see like the Ultra Beast portal under it. Maybe it's at this scene here that all these Ultra Beasts start appearing. But it like escapes into the Ultra Dimension. Then they show you this thing here. This looks like Mount Lanakila, the Elite Four area. What is that about? Why would you take over the Pokemon League area? Mans didn't even construct it yet. But yeah, that's definitely Necrozma there in the center. There's the Kahuna Laguna scene. And then you can see why they use the Pokemon League. It seems that after Nebby loses and Necrozma escapes into Ultra Space, you gotta continue the game and make it all the way to Mount Lanakila, and that's where you're gonna get the second bit. You can see the little pieces of light, which indicates that I guess Solgaleo and Lunala are no more. And I guess Xurkitree and all are just summoned from their own Ultra Beast portals. Oh my goodness, the trailer goes on, dude. Next, they show us this hideout. What is this hideout? This is not the same place that you had Guzma and his freaking Team Skull Squad. You know when you're walking up the path and one of them doesn't even want to battle you? This is something else. All the buildings there are black like Ultra Space buildings. I'm telling you, these guys constructed an actual little base in Ultra Space. And when you finally chase them down, you gotta fight them, you gotta stop Necrozma, and you gotta get Solgaleo and Lunala back. It's kind of fishy that after showing those 2 grunts, they show you Guzma here. It makes you think that if Lucamine is the one that caused Sun and Moon stuff, it makes you wonder, what if Guzma is the one who caused all of this? Like in Sun and Moon, Lucamine makes one mistake and summons the Ultra Beasts, and Guzma turns out to be good at the end. But what if in this game, Guzma makes a small error and joins up with the wrong people? And it's actually supported because this dialogue here, where it seems he's at the altar of the Sun and Moon, it translates to him saying, so it's keep the enemy alive so we stay alive too, huh? So he's in this position where he has to team up with the enemy to stay alive. So it really looks like Guzma does something wrong and he has to start supporting the enemy, or else he goes down too. So you're gonna get full evil Guzma in this game. It's the enemy's enemy is my friend situation. Things only get better from there. Next up, we're in the Aether Paradise. You got Gladion here, and instead of fighting his mom's on the floor and not freaking dead or poisoned, but she's trying to like grasp for something, like she was betrayed. Like Guzma took what she was working for at the last minute and dipped with the bad guys. Gladion here is saying, if mom dies as well, which is kind of expected because she tried to fuse with Nihilego and stuff. And Lucamine here saying, get out of here, he's a monster. Listen, when you get Lucamine saying that someone else is a monster, that means it's the boogeyman. Alright, and then you get Solgaleo. You're riding Solgaleo through Ultra Space. I don't know what this is gonna be about, because if you think about it, you go to the altar of the Sun and Moon, and then Necrozma takes over Nebby. So are you saying that you get to actually befriend the opposite legendary, and that's the only way to go into Ultra Space, find the right portal, and chase them down? Because that's really what it looks like here. You're riding on Solgaleo or flying on Lunala's back, and you can just see all the little dimensions. Probably a Nihilego dimension, a Buzzwole dimension, and you're trying to find the right one. This looks like something you're actually doing too. It looks like you're controlling it, kind of like the surfing thing, which is crazy. Because what the hell did Sun and Moon have compared to this? And then you get the last scene, where you're walking up Mount Lanakila's champion stairs, and the champion is Necrozma. And then here's a little symbology here. You get Necrozma freaking destroying the sun. That's a permanent eclipse. Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. Dude, this is not like Emerald was to Ruby and Sapphire. This is not even like Black 2 and White 2 were to Black and White. This is Game Freak stepping up way high. Pokemon Sun and Moon has now turned into the good ending. The good ending that never existed. Because this is what really happens. Because in the past of Alola, Ultra Beasts already popped up and took over. They're doing it again. Oh no! What is this artwork here? Necrozma and a little Nebby? Get the hell out of there, Nebby. Okay, my freaking throat is killing me. I'm so freaking hyped for this that I'm just screaming at a mic in front of me. Freaking leave a like if you're hyped for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, and let me know what you interpreted from this trailer, what you see happening in Ultra Sun and Moon, and what you're hyped about, because this just twisted everything. This trailer here, before this trailer came out today, there was a moment where we thought Ultra Sun and Moon would have nothing. People are even saying it's a cash grab, it's Sun and Moon 2.0. If anything, they made Sun and Moon because they needed another year to release what they're really working on. So as always, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.